So let's have a little chat, shall we? Let's have occult chat. This is your host, the Occult View. It's been a very interesting night. I almost went to jail last night, and I almost went to jail for attempted unaliving somebody that lives in my house. And that's all I'm going to say. And the police wasn't called, but if I had gone through with what I was going to go through with, I would have been in jail. But I'm going to save that for a separate video. And I'm going to probably entitle it When a Snake Calls You a Friend. Let me just say this much. I think that it is absolutely within the perimeter of acceptance to wish death, destruction, and misery to people who mean you no good. People say, oh, you shouldn't wish death on people. Well, most of our enemies, they're trying to kill us anyway. The only difference is they may come under the guise of friends, lovers, family, because it's going to be either you or them. And it's going to be them in my case. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that it is absolutely okay to wish death and destruction on enemies. I'm not changing it. I say it with passion and I say it with conviction. If I have been a good friend to you and you have been nothing but deceptive, lying, and disgusting towards me, I have every right to get the revenge and the redemption that I deserve and the justice. So it is within the parameter of acceptance to wish death and destruction on enemies who slither their way into your life and pretend that they are a friend. I just want to put that out there into the universe. Y'all are going to get enough fucking with people who are anointed by the all powerful spirit of the universe. Y'all going to get enough of that, Jehovah Witnesses. And that's all I'm going to say. Because this motherfucker here, he's a Jehovah's Witness. And he's also getting out of my house. You noticed at the end of the video, remember at the end of the video, I don't know if you all heard it yesterday, when he came in, he said, hey, did y'all hear that? And I said, I'm doing a video because we were beefing. Because he has not been a good friend to me. He's been a 50-80 friend. I'm sorry, he's been maybe a 20-80 friend. But it's a lesson learned, and I have to remember I'm getting ready to go into the frequency of the number 9 because I'm getting ready to be 45. So my life path will be change and movement. Your life path, it changes. So I'm going under the life path of change, which is the number 9, which represents endings and also endings to create new beginnings. And this motherfucker getting ready to end his tenure in my life. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Because I didn't come here to talk about that. But I always like my audience to know what's going on in my life because you know what? I'm an authentic person. I'm a human being. I'm not going to sit here and say everything is perfect. It is not. But I will say this lastly about this. I will never allow another black man to live in my house again. I will never allow another black man to live with me again. They are two-faced. Especially the Leo black men. They are two-faced. You can't trust them. They are liars and they are deceivers. And they are some horrid, horrible people. And they will never, ever step foot in my house as a tenant again. I will never befriend another black. If you're not already my friend, I ain't fucking with you. I don't trust them motherfucking snakes. And I don't give a fuck who it offends. I can say that. My overall experience with other black men have been terrible. Terrible. That's why for the most part of my life, I never really, for the most part, besides a few black men here and there, like my beloved Christopher, most black men, it was just a sex thing. There was no connection. Me and this motherfucker that's staying with me now, there's no connection between he and I. And I'm almost tempted to put his picture in a thumbnail so you all can see who he is. Excuse me. But people are very deceptive. They're very deceptive. And you all know he and I have been having issues for a long time. See, when he moved in with me, I thought it was going to be one way, but it ended up being something else. And I've known this person since 2009. But I should have known better to let him move into my house. Keep those motherfuckers out of your house. Keep them out. Keep them out your house. Keep them out your life. They ain't no good. Especially when they ain't coming with nothing but problems and baggage from the Jehovah's Witnesses religion. And I read him for filth about Jehovah yesterday, and it left him speechless because he didn't know who the fuck he was playing with, and I didn't have to curse him out or anything in that instance. I know what I know. Because like I explained to him, I'm an occultist and I'm a spiritualist, so I understand these different deities that people worship even when they don't. And that brings me into my next topic, and this is a little sad, but it's also a cautionary tale for people as well, if this story is actually true. There's a woman named, well, her name was Dana Jackson. She was from North Carolina, I believe. But I think she was actually from Virginia, but she moved to North Carolina or something. Well, anyway, her main residence was in North Carolina. Very pretty, beautiful black sister. And she was studying the religion of Vodun. And let me preference it, it wasn't voodoo. She was studying the religion of Vodun. And she had been studying it for maybe about 4 years, I believe, from what I researched. And she wanted to become a Monbo priestess. Now, for those people who don't know what a Monbo priestess is in the Haitian voodoo religion, that is a female high priestess of voodoo who can do, I believe, things like healing, divination, helping people on their voodoo path, and talking to spirits, etc., you know. And if there are any Haitians out there, that are watching, you know, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on some things that I'm saying. I don't want to, get things wrong. So she went on a voodoo retreat, I believe July 1st, and the trip was supposed to last a month. And she went to Jacmel, Haiti, where she was going to be going through an initiation to become a Monbo high priestess. And I believe that the women that she went on the trip with, these were people that she had developed a rapport with over the years, because I believe they had went on some other trips to Boston or something like that. So, to make a long story short, she goes to Haiti, she gets initiated, and then she suddenly passes away. Her son, who's back in North Carolina, he suspects that there's something sinister that went on during the final stages of the rituals that they did for the initiation, you know. And he said that he did hear from his mother um, throughout her trip, or throughout the retreat, the trip, whatever, when she was in Haiti. But he said he stopped abruptly, he stopped hearing from her. And then he got a call from his grandmother or somebody, and they told him that the mother had passed away. Because if I'm not mistaken, the grandmother and the grandfather were actually Haitian and they live in Haiti. I could be getting the story wrong. The story is really convoluted, so it's kind of hard to understand what's really going on. But the reason that I'm talking about it is because, not because I have any judgment about Miss Jackson going to Haiti to, be initiated. That was her prerogative. It's so tragic that she passed away. The reports, well, some reports say she died of a stroke. Other reports say she died of a heart attack. Then some other reports say that she died of a seizure and she forgot to bring her medicine. And her son said that when she reached out to some of the group members who went on this retreat with her, they were saying that she forgot her medicine. And he was like, "What medicine? My mother," basically, he was trying to say, "My mother don't take no medicine." So it's just very eerie and it's very disturbing. Stories like this to me are very eerie and disturbing, you know? But nevertheless, she passed away, and there's been an issue with getting her body back to the States. I did read that from one of the group members, from what I saw, that I believe her body is back in the States. They got it back on August the 16th. And, first I want to say, rest in power to Dana Jackson. And may the universe comfort her family and especially her son during this very difficult time of need. Because when somebody's mother dies like that and you're used to talking to your mother every day, like I'm used to, I just put myself, because I'm an empathetic person, and I'm not saying that for any accolades. I always like to put myself in somebody else's position. What if that was my mother? I would have been devastated, angry. Honey, I would have been ready to take me a flight down to Haiti, to that retreat, to find out what the fuck happened. I would have been ready to go to Haiti to find out what the fuck happened. But there are videos posted about this story, news clipping videos, and stuff like that. And everybody got an opinion. But the reason I'm making this video, what really bothers me so much is the ignorance. Excuse the noise that you may hear in the background. There's some, construction going on and renovations going on in my building. But what really annoyed me and what really kind of pissed me off and disturbed me the most were the comments coming from Christians and overly religious people. They have no regards that this young man lost his mother in a very tragic way, because that woman she had planned on coming back home. When you look at the comments of all of these religious people with their ignorant, just like this nigga that live with me, he's dumb and ignorant too, which is why he's getting ready to be the fuck out of my life with his Jehovah bullshit, which is the name of a damn man. But anyway, um, I read the comments in reference to this woman's case and what happened to Dana Jackson, and they are so horrid. And they are coming mainly from black people, particularly other black women. And I am disgusted by the comments that they're making. That woman lost her life, and they are so concerned. Oh, she was down there dabbling with the devil. First of all, there is no devil in Vodun. There is no devil in the same context of Christianity. I think maybe Haitian people, I think they look at Papa Legba maybe as the devil. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that they do. And if I'm wrong, if there are any Haitian people out there, you can correct me, or whatever the case may be. But they wanted to demonize Vodun so badly. Oh, she died because no, she died because what probably happened was she probably did die of a heat stroke because she could not withstand the ritualistic practices that went along with being initiated. It was probably too much for her body and her heart because she went into a totally different climate, and that can have an effect on your body. Now, I understand people have their own conspiracy theories. They say she could have been poisoned, because Haiti is not really one of the best places to be, right now. I get it. But for you all to try to demonize an entire religion because you don't understand it, in actuality, Voodoo is really a beautiful, very spiritual religion that really has nothing to do with what Hollywood has taught us or has shown us, or as you call it, colonizers. Because it was Voodoo that got the Haitians or gave the Haitians their independence because they used voodoo or voodoo, whatever you want to call it. But there's a distinct difference from what I understand between voodoo and voodoo, from what I understand. And I could be wrong, but like I stated, if there are any Haitians out there, please feel free to correct me. But for you all to sit up with these comments and try to condemn that woman to hell. Oh, she definitely in hell because she went down there dabbling with that devil stuff. And yeah, God gonna get her. And oh, this and that and this and that. Oh, God gonna get her. You really make Christians look like very disgusting people. And this is why people don't like Christians. This is why. And as a matter of fact, in a lot of voodoo ceremonies, don't they venerate Christian deities and saints? Well, not saints. I'm sorry, because Christians, I don't think Christianity has saints. But isn't voodoo and Catholicism kind of synchronized with each other? And from what I understand, in some voodoo ceremonies, they venerate certain saints that are associated, I'm going to say that are associated with Christianity. So a lot of these people that are commenting, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. These are the same types of black people, like this motherfucker that lives with me, that will sit up and tell me that I've been an angry person all my life, that will sit up and tell me that I'm trying to play Jedi mind tricks with him, but then they'll come back and have to ask you for something. People like that are the same people that put all of their faith in Christianity. They don't put their faith in God. They put their faith in Christianity, a religious practice, but they don't really put their faith in God. See, that's above most people's pay grade, what I'm saying. Especially the so-called Christians. That's above their pay grade. You all forget that that woman had a son. And most of the comments, they're only attacking voodoo. Oh, that's devil worship. They don't even know who the devil is. They don't even understand that Lucifer, Satan, and the devil are three different people. They don't even understand that in their so-called Christianity or in their so-called Jehovah's Witnesses. The devil and Satan are not the same people, but you've been bamboozled, mind controlled, and Jedi mind tricked into thinking that they are. And they're not. What happened to Dana Jackson was a tragedy. And if it just so happened that someone unalived her, allegedly, using poison or something like that, then that person or that group of people allegedly are the ones who are evil. It's not voodoo. Because we can say the same thing about Christianity and Catholicism. Look at all of the sex perverts in Christianity, all of these priests and pastors and all these perverts in Catholicism who are messing with little boys. But you don't want people to demonize your entire religion. Think about all of the bloodshed that Christians have spilled. Think of all of the trauma that Christianity has caused people. Think about all of the deaths that Christianity has inflicted on the world because they want everyone to be pure Christian. And how do we even know that she even went to a real Vodun initiation retreat? Because I've never heard of no no Vodun retreat. How do we even know that that was even a real, Vodun retreat? Because from what I understand about Vodun and becoming a Monbo, that's something you're born into that bloodline. That's an ancestral bloodline that you have to be born into. So how do we even know that she went on? Because, it's a lot of scammers and bamboozlers out there. So how do we even know that she went to a legitimate voodoo initiation ceremony? How do we know? Because there's a lot of fakery and shit going on out here. But for people to be making those comments, those insensitive comments, and it's coming mainly from a lot of black women and black people in general. That woman lost her life. It doesn't matter what she practiced. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. And that's what's wrong with black people. Y'all are always up in somebody else's fucking business. Just like this motherfucker that lived with me. I can't even talk on my phone. He's been in here monitoring and listening to my conversations. And then when we got into that argument last night, he brings that up about the conversations I've had with other people. Yeah, all you do is sit in here and talk to women all day. Well, because I'm friendly more so with women than I am other men. I am. Because men are assholes. And they think that being an asshole is synonymous with being a man. But they ain't got no money in the bank. They praying to Jehovah, but you ain't got no money. You got to come and ask me, can you borrow money? The one that you look your nose down on. How does that make sense? You say Jehovah, you thank Jehovah every morning, but Jehovah ain't doing a motherfucking thing for you. Jehovah ain't doing shit for you. And I'm talking about this nigga that live with me. Just giving you an example. We don't know what caused that woman's death. And I think people need to be careful with their words. How about this? You're supposed to be Christians. How about this? I'm not involved in any type of, voodoo or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example of a comment that would be neutral. And I saw one woman say this. She said, I'm not involved in any type of voodoo or witchcraft or anything like that. That's her business. But she said, you all are making some of the most outlandish, outrageous comments, and you forget that she has a son. You forget that she has a son. And she has family members. Because I believe even her sister, there was a comment that I believe came from her sister, who was saying, hey, look, guys, could you please be careful about some of the things that you're saying? Remember, she has a son. He's grieving and mourning his mother. What is wrong with you people? Are you maniacs? Yes, you are. Vodun has nothing to do with no devil. The devil is derived from Devi. That's not even connected to satanic energy. Devil worship is different than satanic worship. Devil worship is where they sacrifice people. That's not satanic. They may try to put it on Satan, but it's a difference. Devil worship is when you do things for materialistic gratification. They've intertwined that with Satanism, and that's something totally different from my experience. Voodoo has nothing to do with that. And I'm going to say it again. Voodoo is actually a very beautiful spiritual religion. And in its true form, it has nothing to do with harming or hurting people. That's what people have made it into. And that's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying. So for all of these Christians to be commenting, making the most vile comments, I even saw one woman talking about, I rebuke all of you voodooists and all you witchcraft people in the name of Jesus and all that stuff. And Jesus was a whole motherfucking warlock. Hello? But y'all ain't ready for that, are you? Jesus was a whole wizard and warlock. But you're sitting up here rebuking people in the name of Jesus, who are wizards, warlocks, witches, and voodooists. And Jesus was a whole warlock. Whether y'all motherfuckers want to accept it or not, I know what I know. We don't know what happened to Miss Jackson in Haiti. We don't really know what happened to her, but we do know that she's no longer with us, that she tragically passed away. And it is very possible that she could have had a heat stroke. It is very possible she could have had seizures and heart attacks. All of that is very, very possible. It is also possible that something sinister could have happened to her. But it doesn't mean that voodoo is evil. It just means that the people that may have been involved in that ceremony may have been evil. And I'm not saying that they were, but I'm just saying allegedly. We don't know. I would be very upset if that were my mother and I come online and read all of these horrid comments. She was going down there doing worshiping the devil. Half of you Christians, all you do is dance with the devil. But the thing is, because most of y'all don't have the spirit of discernment, you don't even know it. And I'm not talking about no spiritual being, the devil. I'm talking about the devils that you let in your lives. Now, I admit I let a devil in my life too. So my discernment was kind of off too. But I was trying to be a decent person because I thought that person was a friend. So I include myself in that too, but I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. And I'm not going around condemning people because they believe in something different than I do. Anyway, I just wanted to drop that little tidbit about the whole Dana Jackson tragedy because it was a tragedy. She was far too young to have died, but let this also be a cautionary tale that sometimes when you go looking for something, you know, you may already have that. You may not have to go and look for something because remember in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy even said that the next time that she goes looking for something, she won't go further than her own backyard because what she was looking for was already there all along. That's why, you know what, I'm not, I'm just being honest. That's why all that initiation stuff into different spiritual systems, I'm not really for that. I'm really not for that. I just say, be who you are. No person can give you something like that. Only the universe or God can give you that. And that's where I stand on it. I don't give a fuck who disagrees. I don't give a fuck who disagrees. Initiation is not for everyone. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Um, Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you all at another time. Thank you.